Before I even get started with this commentary, I had to redo this entire video because the one that y'all saw up as a preview for the premiere that's going to still come on this evening, I had the story about that one all wrong. And it's not really so much my fault. It's the way that it was written. They made it seem like it was one way when it truly was something completely different. But now that I have the story correct, now I can go full throttle with it. So basically, what you're looking at right here is a picture of this man and his family, and his name is Joe Morrisey, and that is his wife right there with him. As you can see, she's clearly a black woman. His name and her name is Myrna Pride. Well, excuse me, Pride is her maiden name. Morrisey is her married name. And those are their children. Now, I keep saying it's listing them as having 3 children, but I'm seeing a 4th child right here. So I don't know if it's a misprint somewhere or whatever, or whatever that 4th child is, but I think they have 4 children. So basically, this Joe Morrisey guy just won a Senate seat for his area. The problem is that a few years ago, he was actually convicted on having sex with an underage minor, a person who was 17 at the time. This was back in 2015, and he was sentenced to 6 months in jail. Now, when I did the original story, I'm thinking that the person he had sex with was someone completely different, and that maybe at the time he was just dating his wife, or his now wife, and he was just cheating on her. But the real story is that the person that he was having sex with who was underage at the age of 17 was his now wife. She was his receptionist at one point, and at the time she was 17. So you got to really put it together. She was 17 back in 2015, and they got married the next year when she turned 18. Myrna Pride, or that was her maiden name, was born in 1996. Joe Morrisey is currently 62 years of age. She right now is currently 23. This man is old enough to be her father, maybe even grandfather, depending on how you look at the dynamics. Probably more so grandfather. Let me say that again. This man is 62 right now, and she's 23. He went to jail because he was having sex with her while she was still a minor. Consensual or not, state law says in Virginia you have to be 18. He knew that. She most likely had to have known that, but because he was the adult, he went to jail for 6 months. That would be considered as statutory rape. This sounds like some Loving versus Virginia thing. It literally just happened. And how ironic. It happened in Virginia. And she kind of does look like a little bit like the woman in that particular case. Listen, this is like Chronicles of Bedouin Shia all over again. I'm so glad that I went back and I looked up this story and did a retraction and decided to do this entire video all over again. And the way that I knew to do this all over again was because I saw a comment that one of my subscribers had left and said, "Isn't this the dude that married his underage bed wench?" And I was like, huh? Let me go back and look at the story again. And sure enough, she was the one that had sex with this man when at the time he was in his late 50s when she was 17. So it's like they had so it wasn't like he forced himself onto her. It was consensual. It had to be, but it was still against the law age-wise. He couldn't even wait 1 year, but they ended up getting married the next year when she turned 18 and has popped out what looks to be 4 children. And mind you, she's only 23. She's still very young. She can still give birth. So I would not be surprised if they have more children. I would not be surprised. She's still, what you would say, fresh. They already have what looks like to be 4. I wouldn't be surprised if they pop out 4 more by the time she, between now and the time she turns 30. But it's just amazing, right? Isn't it amazing how all of that plays out? But before I really get petty, let me get serious right quick. This guy right here got sentenced to jail for 6 months for having sex with a minor. No matter how you spin it, it is what it is. Yet Justin Fairfax got accused by not 1 but 2 black women. There's not even enough evidence to prove he actually did this, and they want to remove him. Mind you, Justin Fairfax, his scandal, if you want to call it that, came out right after Ralph Northam's. I said they could not have timed this any better. They could not let Ralph Northam's scandal ride off like it should have been, or should have, before they interjected what allegedly happened with Justin Fairfax and these random black women. I remember I was watching on television. If you live local, like to where I'm at, you'll see it too. When they do like the campaigns, it looks more like a smear campaign where they're talking about the person who's running against another person. And they say this person did this, and this. Well, the person who's running against them who is this palm-colored guy. He has the clips there where they're making it seem like Justin Fairfax is this disgraced individual. He has been accused of rape twice. Then, of course, in the clip, they have Gayle King right there talking about it from a news standpoint, like it's just a little small clip. And then the other guy who's running, he says, "Make sure you vote for me and this ad has been sponsored by," so the usual, so on and so on. But Justin Fairfax, of course, is fighting back because he plans to sue, or is currently suing, CBS for a lot of money, basically for slander and defamation of character, because nothing has been proven. Yet this right here has been proven to actually be true, and they let this man skate right on by. Amazing how all of that works. It doesn't surprise me that it happened, but I just wanted to, bring that up. But I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad I went back and redid this video, because the video y'all would have seen would have been completely wrong. And I was thinking to myself, maybe I can go and edit it. I was like, no, it was too many inaccuracies with it to even try to just simply edit it. Let me just trash this one and do it all over. So that's pretty much the story right there. He had sex with her, or was having sex with her, and it was, while I say it could have been consenting on both parties, but at the end of the day, she was still 17. He went to jail for 6 months. They got married next year and have popped out a few kids since then, and she's only 23. 1996, y'all. That means she was 10 in 2006, and she was 20. I'm sorry. Yeah, she was 10 in 1996 and 20 in 2016. Forgive me. I had my dates all wrong. So in 2015, then they could not have engaged in those acts when she in 2016. And my math is all incorrect. Excuse me right now. This had to happen before then. All I know was that she was 17. So it had to be at least like around 2013, somewhere around that time, 2014. Somebody help me out. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. It was inconsensual. Let's just put it that way. So it's like he couldn't wait to marry this chick. And I don't know when they had their first child, because I don't know how old the oldest child is. But if I had to guess, I would say probably, just looking, and it looks like the girl, it could be the oldest, the little girl that's sitting over his shoulder, maybe no older than 4. So, and they've been popping out kids ever since. But I do know that she is 23. Which means, yeah. So they got married 3 years ago in 2016, which means their affair had been going on. Let's see, in 2015 she was 19, 14, 2017. That's been going on. No, 20. Y'all know what I mean. My math is all wrong right now. It's all off right now. 2015, 14, 13. It was 2013. Forgive me, y'all. I'm all over the place right now. But y'all understand what I mean. It is what it is. But I bet you, I'm willing to bet you many will come out and defend this, and some have, because as a matter of fact, me and Ashton Lewis were going not at it with each other, but with this other person on Twitter yesterday about this situation right here, and they were trying to defend it, saying, well, the age of consent down here where I'm at is 16. It was still seen as sex with a minor, so you're sitting here defending this behavior. Okay. I said, and I told that person, you must love strag vibes. And then they completely misunderstood what I said when I said strag. And I said, do you know what a strag is? And I asked them some other questions, and they didn't even answer that either. But you know how that goes. But I wanted to bet you, if this was any other way, and it was a black man and he was messing with an underage minor who was the same age as her, and she happened to be palm colored, then could you imagine what all would come out of that? But it is what it is. I'm gonna just go ahead and end this video right here before I get all twisted again with these with this age thing. Like I said, I finally figured it out. I finally got it together. All in all, she was 17. He was in his late 50s at the time. He couldn't wait to marry her. He's currently 62 now, and she's currently 23. Like I said, and the baby making machine, as far as they're concerned, as from what I'm seeing, is not over. But to sum it all up, he did what he did. He got jail time and still got put in the seat. Justin Fairfax merely got accused, and they want him out. In the same state, might I add. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.